My name is Lily. Welcome to the Gleaming Tales. Once upon a time, in a faraway kingdom covered in snow, there lived a kind young princess named Elara. Elara had hair as white as frost and eyes as blue as a winter sky. The people of her kingdom loved her for her kindness and her gentle heart. But Elara had a secret: she could understand the language of animals. She kept this gift hidden, afraid others might not believe her. One crisp winter morning, she walked beyond the castle gates into the forest. Snowflakes swirled around her, dancing in the sunlight. Suddenly, she heard a faint sound, a cry for help. She followed the sound through the snow-covered trees. There, in the middle of the path, was a small red fox with its paw caught in a hunter's trap. "Oh no, you poor thing," Elara whispered, kneeling beside it. "Please, help me," the fox said weakly. Elara didn't hesitate. She gently opened the trap and freed him. She wrapped his paw with her silk scarf. "Thank you," the fox said. "My name is Rune, and I owe you my life." Elara smiled. "I'm glad you're safe, Rune." Rune's ears twitched nervously. "But there's something you must know." "What is it?" Elara asked. "A terrible ice witch has cursed the forest," Rune explained. "Her magic is spreading, freezing streams, killing trees, and driving animals away." Elara's heart ached. "That's awful. We must stop her." Rune shook his head. "It will be dangerous. Many have tried and failed." Elara stood tall. "Then we'll have to be brave." And so, they began their journey through the snowy woods. The air grew colder the farther they went. Ice hung from the branches like crystal chandeliers. A family of owls hooted desperately from beneath frozen branches. Elara melted the ice with the warmth of her hands. "Thank you," said the oldest owl. "But be careful. The ice witch sees everything." They traveled for days, their footprints marking the untouched snow. Soon, they reached the Silver River, but it was frozen solid. Rune sighed. "We can't cross." "Yes, we can," Elara said, pulling a tiny bottle from her pocket. It was filled with summer sunlight, a gift from her mother. She poured the light onto the ice, melting a narrow path. They crossed carefully, the water glittering beside them. On the other side, a shadow moved between the trees. A giant snow wolf stepped out, its eyes glowing blue. "Who dares enter the ice witch's land?" it growled. Elara stepped forward. "We come to end the curse." The wolf circled them, testing their courage. Rune stood protectively in front of Elara. Finally, the wolf stopped. "You are brave. I will guide you." They climbed icy cliffs, the wind howling like ghosts. At last, they saw it, the ice witch's palace, glittering like glass. Tall spires of ice touched the clouds. Inside, the air was still and cold. Frozen flowers lined the halls, trapped in crystal. The ice witch appeared, her gown shimmering like moonlight on snow. "Why have you come here, little princess?" she asked. "To save the forest," Elara replied. "And to save you," she added softly. The witch frowned. "Save me? I don't need saving." "Yes, you do," Elara said gently. "The forest told me you were once kind." The witch's icy expression faltered for a moment. "I was cursed," she whispered. "My heart turned to ice long ago." "Then let me help," Elara said, offering her hand. The witch stared at it, uncertain. "No one has ever offered me kindness," she murmured. A single tear slid down her cheek and the ice around them began to melt. The floor shimmered with water as frozen petals fell free. Outside, the snowstorm calmed, and sunlight broke through the clouds. Streams began to flow, and birds sang in the trees again. The witch's icy crown melted into silver threads of hair. She smiled a real, warm smile. "Thank you, Princess Elara," she said. Rune wagged his tail. "The forest is safe again." Animals returned to their homes, and flowers bloomed in the snow. The people of the kingdom welcomed the witch back as a friend. Elara and Rune often visited her in the palace. They shared tea by the fire, telling stories of their adventures. The witch taught Elara gentle magic to help her people. Elara taught the witch about friendship and laughter. Together, they kept the kingdom safe from harm. Every winter, they celebrated the Day of the Saw. On that day, the forest was filled with lights and music. Rune became the royal guardian of the kingdom. He patrolled the borders, keeping danger away. The witch planted a magical garden that bloomed even in snow. Elara often walked there, talking with her animal friends. Peace filled the land, and joy was everywhere. The forest stayed alive and green, even in the coldest months. Children played in the snow without fear. The kingdom's people told the tale of the brave princess and her fox. Travelers came from far away to see the magical forest. Elara's story spread across lands and seas, and so, the kingdom remained a place of hope and wonder. Even the coldest hearts could be warmed, and the snowflake princess and her friends lived happily ever after. The end. If you like this story, please subscribe and click the bell icon for more adventures.